What up, what up, what up? There ain't no people in the room, but I'll talk anyway. Just chilling down North Florida, shut down for the night. Tell you what, I was at a stop yesterday. And man, they hire people nowadays, not how hard people work or their ethic. It seems like they just hire anybody just because they show up. You know? It's crazy. At the rest stop I'm at, literally somebody come behind from the counter that works there and was like, "Shh, you hear that?" I'm like, "Hear what? You hear babies crying?" I'm like, "No." That's scary. And it wasn't even like a young person. It was an older lady, like looked like somebody's grandma. Straight up come behind the counter. It was like, "You hear babies crying?" I'm like, oh my god. The crazy stuff you see at a truck stop, you know what I mean? It's pretty wild. Pretty wild indeed. But what are you gonna do? That's just the way the cookie crumbles nowadays. You know what I mean? It ain't like the 80s and 90s. The 2000s are definitely an interesting time in history. You know? Being on the road, you definitely see some interesting characters, you know? You meet a lot of good people, but definitely interesting. I'll tell you what, a lot of these younger people, you know, in their younger 20s, they definitely don't have the same respect as my generation or the older generation have for somebody, you know. Because the younger generation is coddled, you know. It's not like I said, it's not like the 70s, 80s, and 90s where, you know, growing up was a little bit more aggressive. I feel like people born in the late 90s and 2000s are more coddled. You know, they don't know what it is to be physical, you know. And violence is never okay, but I mean, how would you know how to treat somebody if you've never been punched in the face before, right? It's like you have that false sense of security, you know. And I try to, you know, being a almost 42-year-old man, you know, I let a lot of things go, but man, when I was growing up and people were so quick to disrespect somebody, you know, they might have got punched in the face. I mean, look, hey, I'm not perfect. I've had my nose broken a handful of times, black eyes and all types of stuff, but that's all part of growing up and learning life, right? It's kind of like, you know, politics nowadays. Now, I'm not a Trump supporter per se, but I am the type of person that if we have two people to go off of, you gotta pick whoever's the best person out of the two, you know. A lot of people nowadays, I feel like, you know, they don't like a person, they don't like them for personal reasons. Now, in a friendship, you know, somebody you want to spend your time around, girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever, yeah, then you have to go upon the person. But, you know, here's the thing. In my 21 years of working, in my 42 years of life, hardly ever have I had a boss that I liked. There's been plenty of bosses where I learned a lot of stuff from, but I didn't really like them as a person. But when you're in a professional environment, it's not about, do I like this person? It's because they're not your friend, they're your boss. So it's like the same thing for the president. Like, there's a lot of people that don't like Trump per se, because he might say things, he might act a certain way. He has money, you know? But you can't not vote for him because you don't like him and vote for somebody or a party that's totally out of whack, you know? Like I said, I'm not necessarily a Republican, not necessarily a Democrat. I'm more of a person that has common sense, you know? And I feel this. When you look at the two parties politically, you had one president that in his 4 years wasn't funding wars, wasn't giving money to other countries. Things were cheaper. Now, I know people want to say the reason why things were cheaper because of 8 years of Obama, but let's just think about this, right? So it took 8 years of Obama being in office for gas to be cheaper after his 8 years, you know? So somebody in the comments told me the other day, oh, well, I pay $2.39 for regular, and I only pay $20 or $30 to fill up because I drive a hybrid. And I said, I haven't seen that because, I drive a semi and I go to various locations and I put plus in my truck. Okay? So I was like, it hasn't gone between under $3 and sometimes it's a little over $4. And most people that support liberals or are liberal, they don't think before they talk, The gentleman or whoever the person may be, or adjective they might, claim, or pronouns, said, trucks don't take gas, they take diesel. Well, guess what? I was talking about my personal truck for one. And how about this? If you're a semi driver and you travel, just because your truck takes diesel, you can't see around you signs how much fuel costs. I mean, most 9 times out of 10, truck stop also serves regular plus super for cars, and then they have a side for the trucks that serve diesel. But these people, as soon as they think they can be nasty, make somebody feel stupid, they're actually the ones that resemble somebody with no education. I'll give you another example. I told this one person, if you want to have an opinion, that's fine, but stay in your lane. And it was a video about jet skis in the water. I said, stay in your lane. So of course, this person, you could tell what way they swing in the aspect of politics, because these people generally all have the same look, bewildered, no friends. Look, I didn't make up these things. It's just the way it seems, The person said, there's no lanes in the water. What's up, brother? They said there's no lanes in the water. I said, ma'am, of course there's no lanes in the water. But staying in your lane means staying to what you do and don't worry about what other people does, because my comment was, if everybody stayed in their lane, the world would be a much better place. So she instead of taking it for what it was, which was pretty much a positive comment, she took it to make me feel stupid. And I even explained to her, when you're in the car, you stay in your lane, you don't look anywhere else, because you veer into somebody else's lane, you'll crash. And she still didn't get it. What's up, Paris Jackson? What's up, bro? I just been shown, stay out of the way, working. I drive a semi now. Flip around, I'll show you real quick. I drive a 2021 Kenworth. I have a 60-foot rebar in the back of my truck right now. So I work for a company. We do flatbed, drive construction. I can show you real quick. Oh, they're all good. I placed like $5 with my boy in Chicago. I do oversized loads right now. But right now I got 60-foot rebar. I'm actually down in Fort Myers right now. But I still got Cajun, I still got Jane. I got all the Catahoulas. I got different for pups. I got 2 pups with close friends of mine. One of the pups off of Cajun, the male, I have with my boy that lives in Jacksonville. He actively trains and boards dogs for protection work. He primarily has Belgian Malinois and German Shepherds. So I gifted him a male game dog, and he's going to be having that dog do protection work. And so far, he sends me videos. You know, I have actually taken Cajun over there and started Cajun on bite work and training her. But like his dog, he like talks in whatever language they talk in. The dog gets off if it's a little platform, goes right next to him, lays down, does all types of shit. So once that male, you know, gets some trophies hopefully, and you know, that type of competition, I'm gonna take him back to Cajun. It's a spitting image of Cajun, you know what I mean? And then I got a female off that litter with my boy right down the road from me. That female looks a little bit more like Donald. But out of the 5 pups, you know, all of them look like Donald with that, you know, that overbite, except for the male that has more of Cajun's look, like, you know, like the more scissor bite and longer face. So I just been chilling, man. I've just been staying out the way, you know, making money, staying away from drama. You know what I mean? You still in Jacksonville? Aren't you you're in Jacksonville, right? That's what's up. Yeah, I pretty much run all Florida. Like, I'm in Fort Myers right now. I go from, you know, Jacksonville down, you know, Fort Myers, Clearwater, Bradenton, Largo. I go up to, like, different parts of Alabama. I've been to Michigan, Iowa, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. I actually, you know, I don't talk to Bill no more, you know, whatever's whatever, but I was actually down by his way about a month ago. But, yeah, just been chilling. Got me working out, getting my weight back up, you know what I mean? Grow my hair out, try to look like either Jesus or Manson, whatever comes first. But yeah, man, I you know, here's the thing, right? Yeah, I still talk to a couple people here and there, and you know, I might as well be a prophet because certain people said certain things about me and I fell back, you know, and then certain people got, you know, certain things in a negative light, and it just made me feel like, I guess old SDF ain't so paranoid after all, you know what I mean? So sometimes when you get funny feelings about people, you know, you just gotta follow your gut, you know. I know some people still talk about me slick here and there because I still hear shit, you know. I still got my little birdies, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is, you know what I mean? I try to, you know, some situations I try to tell people what it was, you know, let them know, hey, I got things going on, this is the way it's gotta be. They didn't want to follow my directions, so shit happens the way it does. But I tell you what, whenever I did business with somebody and they told me, hey SDF, you got to do this by this time for this X amount, like clockwork, each and every time. I follow directions, but when I try to let people know, hey, I got a lot of shit going on, things need to be gone by this time, this amount, X, Y, and Z, give me a call. I get shitted on, and then when I say, I'm a no good, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, human nature, bro. But at the end of the day, I know I don't run my mouth like other people, I don't throw people underneath the bus, because at the end of the day, what does that do? I'm not about that life. When I have personal dealings with people, I keep it between me and them. And if shit don't work out, even if they talk shit about me, I keep it to myself. Because that's what real men do, you know what I mean? But yeah. When you popped on, I was just talking about human nature and people, and how the younger generation disrespects people, and it's just crazy. It's a different world. I'm so glad I grew up in the 80s and 90s, you know what I mean? It was a much better place, more respect, no matter how perfect you try to make the world, no matter X, Y, Z, no matter where you go, human nature is human nature, and people will be who they be, You can't change that, but man, the world, I feel like with every passing year, just gets weirder and weirder. Or else we're just getting older, and it just seems like that, right? How's your dogs doing, bro? Bro, I tell you, I'll tell you a prime example the other day, right? So we deal with various, because obviously rebar, right? So I pull up to the facility, 9 times out of 10, you pull up to the guard shack, you give a person your BOL, the bill of lading, and then they put you in the computer and they tell you, all right, go through the gate, blah, 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 right? So this dude, he looked like he was probably in his mid to late 20s, and I guess they had changed the way they did things. He's like, oh, did you check in? I'm like, check in where? I'm just driving down the road, nothing but trees until you see the facility, the guard shack. He's like, down the road, there's a billboard. I was like, my bad, bro, I didn't see it. And he's yelling at me. And I was like, my bad, dude. So instead of him telling me, hey, bro, the billboard is to the right, about 10 foot behind your truck. There's nobody behind you. If you want to jump out, blot it out, punch it in, do that. So he told me, going through the gate, go all the way around again. So I'm like, all right. Now, my truck is like 75 feet long, you know what I mean? So anyway, long story short, go to the billboard. There's a big QR code. It's like 2 foot by 2 foot. It's not a small one. I might be old. I don't know how to use that shit. But there's a web address. So I'm punching in the web address. It's saying broken. So I just got fed up. It's hot as hell. And I walk up to the car shop. I'm like, listen. I was like, excuse me, sir. I give him the respect. Gotta be professional. I was like, I'm punching in the address. It's coming up as a broken website. He's like, oh, you don't got service. So I'm like, yeah, see, I got bars. Oh, no, you don't got service. I get out of the screen, go on Amazon. Look, I got service, Amazon. You see? Something wrong with your site. Oh, well, the website doesn't work. You got to do the QR code. I'm just like, oh, okay. I was like, well, how do I do that? What do I have to download? Because I don't QR code shit, So anyway, so he ends up whipping out his phone and checks me in anyway. But it's just like, when I was in the truck, he was disrespectful. When I walked up to the guard shack, he changed his tone and ended up helping me out, But it's like, why do we have to get to that? It's like I said, in politics, you don't have to like a person to vote for them. But when you have one or the other, that's what people should be doing. You shouldn't vote for a person because you don't like the other person. What I care about is cheap gas, cheap shit, and more money in my pocket. If you say you're a kangaroo and you make gas cheap and I have more money in my pocket, then hippity hoppity, you're a kangaroo. You know what I mean? Oh shit, bro. Yeah, I'm down to about 9 dogs from the 17 I had. Yeah, I rehomed a bunch of dogs. Like I said, I Pedro and JJ And I want to say 2 of the Cajun pups, or maybe 3, I sent up to my boy in Chicago. You know? But like, I went back to work full time, you know, I couldn't have all that. My old lady watches them, you know. I'm home pretty much every weekend. Multiple times a week, especially if I just do Florida runs, you know what I mean? If I go from Jacksonville to South Florida and back, I'm home at night. But that's about it. Waiting for summer to be over, man. It's hot as hell. What else is going on? Anything good? I appreciate that, brother. You know, last year, you know, it was a little rough, you know. But, you know, anything I try to do, I try to stick with it no matter what. And, you know, I try to go down one avenue, then work out, flip things around, and go do something else, you know. That's how you accomplish things in life, you know. If one thing doesn't work, don't let it get you down. Just, you know, adjust and do something else. Me personally, you know, I'm gonna be 42 this year. You know, my body's not the same as it used to be, and I got tired of working construction and being out in this heat. So, you know, did what I had to do to get the money to go to school. Went to school for about 6 weeks. And it took me about a couple of months to find a good company that was willing to train me. Did about 5 weeks of training with a trainer. And then they gave me my own truck, which is pretty cool, you know. And they actually, they pay pretty good, you know. I don't get hourly. I don't get that the cents per mile. A lot of trucking companies do like X amount of cents per mile. I actually get 27% of each load I deliver, and you know, depending on the material or the length and size of the load is, and it actually doesn't even matter the miles. Most times it's just the material itself. Like we do steel coils, some big steel coils, rebar, plywood, insulation foam, you know, not the pink shit, but like big, I don't know if you ever seen them going down the highway, it's big stone. You probably see it a lot in Jacksonville, because Jacksonville has got a facility where they have their trailers with the big foam square pallets and drywall, stuff like that. That's right. You already know, bro. 10-4, good buddy. Oh, yeah. You know what's crazy? You know, my trainer had a CB, and you barely heard anybody on that thing. I don't got one because it's like, well, if nobody really uses it anymore, no reason to have one. I tell you what, bro, no matter what truck stop it is, like, meaning the company where it's Pilot, Flying J, whether it's Love's, whether it's TA, man, they all got the same weird ass people working there. Well, like I don't know if you heard me saying it, but I was in there, and this, I don't know, she didn't even look like she was on drugs, just a regular old lady looked like somebody's grandma. She gonna come around the counter and be like, did you hear that? I'm like, hear what? She's like, baby's crying. I hear a baby crying. I'm like, no. It's like, all right, we'll see you later. I don't hear no babies. You know, people say, oh, people color hair. You know, people have been putting bones to their nose and dyeing their hair for 30, 40 years. They ain't new. You know what I mean? Oh, shit. Yep, so I was supposed to deliver my load 1 p.m. today, but when I got up this morning, I had a leak. So I had to stop by the yard and get a leak in my trailer fixed. I had to get a new right blinker replaced. New fender. One of my mud flaps had to be replaced. You know, you have to make sure it's like 8 inches off the ground. If it's too short or too long, DOT would love to give you a ticket. You know what I mean? What else you been doing? Do anything good this summer? Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, see, the thing is, my company, you know, the oldest trucks they have, like what I got, it's like a 21, 22. But since I'm new, they gave me one with like 400,000 miles. But like, if you go to work for the company I work for and you got experience, they'll give you a brand new 2024. I mean, that's the only way you could do, bro. I tell you what, the training wasn't hard. The work isn't hard. I mean, the work's hard. Working the weather's hard, but you know what was hard? Quit smoking. Can't smoke and have a CDL. I mean, you know, I used to love that smoking. But hey, I mean, it's pretty much legal nowadays, unless you want to drive a truck. You know what I mean? And if you want to drive a truck, you can't smoke. But, hey, fuck it. When I retire, I'll go back to burn down the forest. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Here, I'll show you what I got right now. Oh, bro, let me tell you something. So we don't have forced dispatch, you know, so they give us like roughly 2 to 4 different options what we want to do. And I tell you what, that foam insulation and tarpon, yeah. But we specialize in oversized shit. So I drive a stretch cab with a 53-foot trailer. Hold on, I'll show you what it is right now. So see, we got a stretch. I got oversized rebar right now. So I know a lot of companies, they use a 48. The company I work for, they specialize in that oversized shit, so we got 53s. We got 60-foot rebar right now. Oh, bro, hey, look, I'm not complaining. Look, from Jacksonville to Fort Myers, paid $15.50 and I get 27% of that. So I would have made it in a day, you know, 5 hours. But like I said, I woke up this morning, one of the valves in the trailer had a leak. So, and then they found out one of my blinkers in the back was out. So, and the company that I was delivering to closed down at 1 o'clock. So I'm fucking stuck to over there. Strap and go. Oh yeah. We do like the steel joists, the big ass steel I-beams, coils. Like the other day, I picked up a load out of Alabama and took it down to where was it at? Clearwater? Oh yeah, on Monday. I drove down from North Florida down South Florida on Monday, bro. Monday morning during that hurricane. Well, the hurricane was already in the north, but I tell you what, the eye was by Jacksonville and the tail of it was by Clearwater. But man, bro, every once in a while, that wind would rip on 75, right? And I would be driving along, and the wind wasn't bad, but then all of a sudden you just get that that pouring down rain where even if somebody's got their flashes on, you can't see them unless they're like 50 feet in front of you, bro. And I didn't actually see it, but on the northbound side, empty car hauler must have been, you know, because some of these, listen, when it's bad weather, I go 55 in the slow lane. Like, I don't need to prove nothing. Like, some of these drivers will be flying in shitty weather and like, you know what I mean? So on the northbound side, a car hauler went through the middle rail. Yeah. Oh, you know that place is huge, hot as hell too. What is it? Calvert, right? Yeah, Calvert. Yep. Yeah, man. So I seen the semi go through the metal on one side, and then on my side, a car, like what's them fucking cars, something 500? I forget the fuck what it is, but that shit went sideways off the road, and then I ended up parking down at the Loves in Bushnell, because the place wasn't answering. I seen down in Largo, they didn't have no power. 275 bridge northbound was closed. You know what I mean? So I was just like, you know what? They ain't answering the phone. There's flooding. I'm not trying to take down 2 tarps in that crazy ass wind. So I just stayed in Bushnell overnight. Oh, bro, let me ask you a question, bro. So, this is the things I don't understand about people. You know, let's just say hypothetically 3-lane road, right? Now, we're either allowed to be in the middle or the right lane. Why in the hell do people, instead of just waiting 2 seconds and they're behind you and they gotta you know, get off the exit, instead of just wait till they get to the exit and go right, they want to just come up from behind you, fly around the left side of you, and then cut across 2 lanes to the right. Like, and it's just not 1 or 2 people. It's a couple people that do that shit. Or when they're merging onto the highway, they want to fly up when it's a solid line, and then when gets to the dotted line where they can actually move over, then they got like 200 to 300 more feet of that lane. They want to slow down. Crazy as hell. Or when you're trying to merge on, people can move over to the middle or all the way to the left, but they stay in the slow lane until you get up to right here, and then they want to move over when you already slowed down. You gotta get back up to speed again. What the fuck? Bro, listen, I got a GoPro that I do on my windshield, and even though we got forward and in-cab cameras. You know, it only picks up. Oh, bro, don't even get me started about Atlanta, bro. That's why I got that. Listen, they called me up the other day, right? Because I had a braking hard recording, and that's what it was. A Jeep flew up from around behind me, flew up the left side and cut across as I'm trying to merge to the right. And it was traffic, so I wasn't going fast, but you hit the brakes because like they don't even like go around you 2 feet ahead. They like want to like cut across like your front bumper or something. That's where it was. It was 75 southbound, right outside Atlanta. Crazy. Yeah, so like so far, like I just been going Alabama, Georgia, Florida. See, here's the thing I noticed about Florida, right? If you get loads in Florida and stay in Florida, it don't pay that bad. If you get loads going out of Florida, it don't pay that bad. But delivering back into Florida is ass. Yeah. No bueno. Well, thankfully, the guy that's the manager of where I'm at used to be a driver, so he'll just call you up and be like they had called. I had 2 events, right? One was that Jeep incident, and another one I was going like 10 over the speed limit, but I was on a country road. And sometimes it's hard because like say like you have the Garmin, and it'll say like 55. But then it'll go to like 45 in like 2 seconds. So like you're not jamming down on the brakes, going from 55 to 45. And of course, that camera doesn't see all that. It just sees that road said 45 and you're doing 55, even though it's like 55, 45. And then it'll be like 55. There's a road in North Florida. I think it's 301, right? You get on it, it'll be like 35, and then like maybe 100 feet, it'll be like 45, and then like 100 more feet, it'll be like 55. You're lucky my safety, Now, here's the thing. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do, man? Look, I've learned 2 things. People drive like assholes, and truck stops are terrible. Like, I'm at a pilot right now, right? But thank God I paid for a spot because it was easier to back into. Sure, there was a couple of spots that were open that were free. But honestly, I don't like buying blindside backing, especially when I got an oversized load. Like, it ain't worth it. I'll pay the $18 to back in straight and pull out straight. Like this spot right here I got. Look how lovely that is, bro. Straight out. And you got these dudes that they'll double up 40. Oh, bro, that loves. Right by the Georgia-Florida border on 75. Oh, it's crazy, bro. The people over there, they pack up like 4 trailers deep. Like, it ain't even a parking spot. You know what I mean? Where you drive out of? What state? okay. Oh yeah, that's why you said Calvert. So here's the thing, right? So our company, you know, we can either go to Love's, Pilot, or TA, but they'd rather us go to Love's first and foremost. So I mostly use Love's. You know, there's not a lot. I end up just like when I fill up, I go to Love's. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna start doing that because I thought you can only get free drinks and showers. I didn't know you can get free parking too. So what's your opinion on dudes that pull into a spot? I'm like, did that dude really? I'm asking that because 3 spots over, a dude just pulled in head first, and I'm like, yeah, it might be easy pulling in, but what are you gonna do when you gotta pull out and everybody's flying all around you? Who you work for, PNS? CRST? Oh, okay. How do they pay? They pay pretty decent over there? I see TMC a lot, but I've heard a lot of things about TMC. As a company driver or owner op? Oh, lease purchase. Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm a company driver. We get 27%. Their lease op gets 72%. If you're fully owned, they give you 90%. But honestly, man, like, I don't know. I'm gonna see how the election goes. You know, like I said, I don't really care who's president, to be honest with you. I just hope whoever becomes the next president makes shit more affordable and makes it so like people that drive trucks can make money, you know. Because the one thing that Biden did was, for the trucking industry, he said, we need drivers, but at the end of the day, now there's more drivers than there is freight. Yes, I'm new to it, but what I've learned is when you have more drivers than there is freight, that drives down the price of loads and gives the brokers more carte blanche to, you know. Now, the company I work for, they only use brokers if they don't have nothing within their dedicated accounts. We don't have dedicated runs, we have dedicated accounts. And one being that one out of Calvert. But yeah, I'm gonna wait to see how it goes. I might do the lease purchase through my company. They charge like $600 a week at 72%. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think it would be worth it, you know, especially some of them loads that are netting what, 2,000 to 3,000, and it's like a day run, or, you know, you got that pick up one day, delivered by the next day. I mean, that's worth it, you know, especially if you're getting 72, 75%. But like today, I had tail light, valve on my truck, the valve on the trailer go out. I mean, if you're owner op, you got to come out of pocket for that. And then in the last 6 weeks, one time coming down West Virginia, down one of the mountains, I had a trailer tire blow. And then another trailer tire blew a maybe a week or two later, over in Indiana, maybe. But see, we do a lot of dropping hooks too. You know, it's like more dropping hooks than live loads. So like, you know, we're picking up a trailer that, you know, might have been sitting for a minute or whatever. You know, we got a thing where like if we pick up a trailer and it's got any defaults to it, we can have somebody come fix it. Or if we drop a trailer and let's say I notice one of the trailer lights is out, I just go on the app and put what location's at, the trailer number, and what's wrong with it, and then they'll have somebody go check it out. But if not everybody does it and you go pick it up and it's messed up, then you got to deal with it, you know. But I just wanted to come on here for a minute, about to sign off, get me something to eat. It was nice talking to y'all. Be safe, brother. Until next time.